Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from LovenStamps, and I have another So Many Stars tutorial to share with you. This one, I don't know about you, but I love to create a card and then make some different versions of it with maybe different stamp sets that I have on hand or things like that. So this one actually has a couple different techniques with it. It has embossing or printed decorative tutorial masks in it. It has some sponging, it has some aqua painters in it. Anyway, lots of fun things, and it has a really great trick on how to make the most out of your foil sheets. Don't waste the paper. So here's our card. You want to check that one out. And this card is also based on one that I created that was really similar, that uses the brightly gleaming sweet items, and so I will show you that original card as part of my tutorial too. So let's get stamping, and I will share some techniques and tips with you. Alright, so we'll pull our pieces out for this card, and this is actually one of the ones that is included for my card kits to go during the month of November. So your pieces will come die cut for you, and my tip for this is to make the most of your foil sheets. This is, you get 2 sheets of this paper, 12 by 12 in a package, so you want to make the most of it. And I love to use frames on my cards. So like our frame that's right here, I'm going to cut the stars out of the middle so that we're really efficient with that. So through the magic of television, now we have our stars to go on the front of our card and our card layer to go on the inside. Now when you have this star here, you can kind of pick and choose how much of it you want to cut out. So the die cuts all the pieces, but they're nicely framed in there. So what I'm going to do actually is take out only the big pieces here and just let the other ones kind of be whole, so that they give you kind of a nice embossed element, but not like a hole. Plus, I don't have to punch them all out. So woohoo, right? Win-win. So here is our piece, and I'm going to set those aside and grab now our piece of shimmery white, which is really a gorgeous, gorgeous cardstock, and my pretty peacock pad. If you ask me which of this year's in colors have not left my craft table since I got them, Pretty Peacock is the one. So these are decorative masks. They come 4 different patterns to a set, and they're a nice inexpensive add-on to an order, especially if you're trying to bump up and earn another LovenStamps Perk Point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a Stampin' sponge, and I like to cut these into wedges. Actually, even usually cut it again from here, and then you can make yourself a little handle from a scrap of cardstock. And so I'm going to dab on here. You want to remember to only dab. You don't want to brush across when you have something so detailed like this, because you don't want to accidentally catch points and damage your mask. So I'm going to dab. And of course you could make this card and just leave the shimmery white plain background too. It's a great contrast for those gorgeous stars. So if you don't have the masks and you get your LovenStamps card kit to go, then you could just leave it. Totally fine. So we have this really fun pattern, but I like this to be just a little bit more coverage with color. So what I'm going to do is grab my aqua painter with some water in it, and without squeezing very much, okay, a little more, whoa, a lot, I'm just going to run this back and forth to disperse some of that color, and there we go. Shimmery white is a great thing to use when you are doing aqua painters too, because it's just a little bit heavier, so it holds that water a little bit more nicely without making a mess of things. Okay, the other thing you can do if you want to is go ahead and flick some extra color on here. You can put an extra drop or so of ink in the lid here, and then you can pick that up with your aqua painter, and then you can tap or flick the end of your aqua painter to make a splashy mess and add some fun color to your some background splashes to your piece here. So alright, you don't want to get a ton of ink in the lid, or when you flip it over it'll have a tendency to try and run all over the place. So be a little bit careful with that. And then you want to run out your aqua painter right away. Just squeeze and run some color out so that you can get that color off the tip. If you don't, it's okay. It'll just start to back up into your aqua painter, and then you'll just want to run some water through the whole thing to get it all cleaned out if you're going to go to like yellow or something for your next color. So, all right. So this now is going to layer here, and if you find that your paper is warped a little bit more than you would love, then tear tape is a great way to insist that your cardstock stay flat when you put it onto your next layer. And my tear tape tip is always push it down. Oops, I didn't take my own tip. The harder you push down the tape, the easier it is to get the backing off. So I'm pulling those. And then I'm going to go ahead and layer this here on our copper that we have our stars punched from. So, all right, so there's that. Now, for the layer of our card, I'm going to take this pretty peacock, again, my favorite of the new in colors from this past summer, and I'm going to stamp, where are my, oh, there we go. I just said it never leaves my table if I put it away. I'm going to stamp my stars here and kind of get these around sort of left and right. I'm not going to go too much up on the corners. I'm going to get mostly kind of down here, although you can just double check yourself every once in a while to make sure that you haven't totally covered up all of your stamped stars. And then this is going to layer on with Stampin' Dimensionals. And then the next thing I'm going to do is add some of the woven ribbon. It's printed with copper Merry Christmas greetings, and it is the perfect length to just go ahead and trim to put on your card. You can use a single greeting of it, or you can use a double, and I like the double with this project, so I'm going to go ahead and trim right there across the double. And you can use a piece of tear tape, or you can use your snail, whatever you like, to go ahead and pop that on there. Remember, the harder you push down the tear tape, the easier it is to get off. And layer this here across the front of your card. Now, this card base could be lots of fun different stamp set layouts. So here is one that I created with the same color scheme, the Designer Series paper from the Brightly Gleaming, and the ornaments, which are a really fun. Here's another sort of similar card scheme with those kind of ornaments and the copper and the peacock, just really pretty. And this is that tag tip. If you haven't seen me post this tag tip yet, you'll want to check that one out. So let's see. Oh, I have some other. Here's another ornament card with the Brightly Gleaming. Here is actually a little gift bag. And you can take these little mini ornament punches, and you can actually put 3 of them together to make a little topper tag piece for this gift bag. So lots of fun ideas with that. Okay, so let's go back to our card here though, because we're doing the stars. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and pop these on the back. And I think this one here will go on nicely with a regular size dimensional. The other one really wants a mini dimensional, which I had here a minute ago, but of course you know that if you don't have your mini dimensionals handy, you can always just cut a little bit of the edging piece of your regular size dimensional and pop that on. And of course, like, can't get it lined up. There we go. All right, so here, popping this on. Okay, and then we need some little accents on here just to embellish. And so I'm going to grab my Star Designer elements, which fit perfectly here in the center. And although it's not in the center, let me get that on there. There we go. And then why not? We'll put a couple more out here and here. And the Star Designer elements are included with your card kit to go for November, so make sure you get those. And then you'll want to stamp something in the middle, and I'm pretty sure that you guys kind of get the idea on that. So great greeting from the So Many Stars, and then an element here. So I did go ahead and use Very Vanilla on the inside, which is a great match for Shimmery White for our finished card. So hope you have enjoyed this So Many Stars. If you're curious about LovenStamps card kits to go, make sure you check my website at LovenStamps.com. It's one of the little heading tabs under clubs at the top. And I look forward to sharing more cards with you soon. Happy stamping. Thanks for watching.